Hey, in this video, I just wanted to share a little story. I want to get better on my storytelling skills, and so I'm going to start this off with a story. So basically, there is this plane that's flying over this place, and they're trying to get to where they want to go, as all planes do. And so there's a bunch of hardworking people on this plane, and they're smart people, but there's a problem on the plane, and they don't know how to solve it. And so some time passes, and they realize it's going to crash. So they prepare for impact, and as best as possible, they get ready for it. And so the plane crashes into this jungle. And I don't know if you know anything about jungles, but they are thick. Like thick of trees and foliage and vines and plants and stuff. Like they say, even in the thickest jungles, you can only see 5 to 10 feet ahead of you. So they crash in this place, and a lot of people. Actually, I think everyone survived. Uh, by the way, I didn't come up with this story. I'm just retelling another story to work on my own skill of storytelling. So they're in this jungle and this plane crashed, and they're like, "Let's what do we do?" And obviously, a couple hours pass, and some guy comes up with the idea. He's like, "Oh, let's take parts of the plane, sharpen them, and then use them to chop through the jungle. Like we'll chop our way out. We'll go find some town or help or something." And so they do that. They sharpen a bunch of machetes, like makeshift machetes, and they start chopping their way through this jungle. Chop, 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 chop. They're working really hard, like all hours of the night, and they're making a decent path. And they work for a couple days, like a couple days that they are working really hard. People are sweating their butts off, working really hard to actually make progress to get out of this problem. And some really smart guy comes along and he's like, "We got to do something different. We're gonna wear ourselves out. We're gonna die out here." I think he was a Marine. And the only reason I say that is because I think Marines can do this. They can climb, or they have been trained to climb trees. So you find the biggest tree, the tallest tree that he could see, and he started climbing it. And I'm not sure how they do this, but I think it's like with a rope. And it's like a ratcheting method. So you throw the rope up, and then you climb up the tree and hug it. And then you throw the rope up a little bit more on the other side, and then climb up the tree a little bit more and hug it. And you do this until you're either at the top of the tree, or you're on like branches that you can stand on and hop up around the tree. So he gets to the top of the tree, and he's looking out, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, they're actually making good progress. Like they're getting pretty far." Where, but then he turns around and he goes, "Oh no, there was a city 2 or 300 feet or yards or whatever that way." And like, so the moral of this story is sometimes you got to work hard, but sometimes you got to work smart. And I hear that a lot of people know this actually. They say, "Don't work hard, work smart." And I would almost argue to say, if you have the ability to do both, it will work out in your favor. So if you can work hard and you can work smart, like if they could have chop, 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 chop all the hours of the night, but only did it in that direction, they would have found help immediately quick. And even if they didn't work hard, like maybe they worked for an hour and then took 4 hours off, and then worked for an hour and then took 4 hours off, and but they still did it in the right direction, like they were smart about it, then they would still find help too. But if you only work hard, you don't get to reap the benefits. And if you only work smart, if you only climb the tree and know where to go but you don't apply it, you don't get the benefits either. But if you do both, the benefits are like it's not even doubled. It's like tripled or quadrupled because then you're smart but then you're also working hard. And I'm at 3 minutes now and I wanted to make this one a little shorter one. But I'm going to share an example as a reminder to myself. So when I started my first business, it was basically I was reading these books. So I dropped out of college, and I can say I was depressed. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what path to do on life. So I was like, I gotta educate myself somehow. And actually, my mom told me she was like, "You don't have to be in college, but you've got to keep learning." So I bought some of these books, and I started reading them, and I found them very beneficial. Like there was one book in specific that I read about depression, and it just blew my mind, and it helped me a lot. So I was like, man, I wish I could share the stuff that I'm learning in these books with other people. And long story short, I did. What I did was I would read a book, which takes a lot of work, and then I'd summarize the book in a script, which also takes a lot of work. And then I would narrate the script that I wrote myself, and then I would animate that into a video. So I'd create a little animated video sharing like the best ideas that I would get out of a book in like a summarized format. And all of that entire process, it would take like 12 hours, 12 to 16 hours. uh, Actually, reading a book took a lot longer than a couple hours, so it would take like 20 hours to create one video. And that, like, I was working smart because I knew what I was doing. I knew about search engine optimization and how to rank the video in YouTube and stuff. I was learning how to do that. And I was also working hard because it took a long time to create these videos with no payoff. I think for like the first 8 months I did it, I made no money. I didn't get a single check, and I was making these videos. And long story short, I've worked smart and I've worked hard. Like I have taken courses, I've reached out to experts, I've read, I've read all the books about. ranking, like how to make a video do well on YouTube, and how to like monetize it, like other than just YouTube ads. And I've worked smart and I've worked hard. Like I've put in a ton of work into this, hundreds if not thousands of hours into this channel, and it's paid off because I think right now I'm almost at 2 million YouTube subscribers, which that means there's 2 million people that have watched one of my videos and said, wow, I want to see what else this guy makes. That, like, they're expecting more. And it's also, that channel, same channel, has 100 million views. It's got a little bit more than that, but it's just cool to say it's got 100 million views because that's a special number, 100 million. Like, you don't, if you create anything that gets 100 million views, like, you know it's changed some people's lives. And I get emails all the time about people, they watch some video that's a summary of some book, and I'm like, I didn't write the book, I'm just sharing what the author said and how it changed their life. And it's really cool to receive those emails. But it's like, looking back to it, the fundamentals, I worked smart and I worked hard. Like, I learned how to create thumbnails that people would click on. They're like really curious about. And I learned how to write titles that people were like, they would read the title and be like, I wonder what that video is about. And those are skills, like, you can't work hard about that. You have to learn them. You have to educate yourself. And that's like this little library back here. That's pretty much what it is. I've educated myself on all kinds of topics. And so, like, if there's anything what this video is a practice of me telling a story, and it's a reminder to myself that you have to work hard and smart. Well, you don't have to, but if you do, it'll pay off. So if there's one day where you're not working that hard, like, find a way to work harder. If you're working hard and you're not getting results, find a way to work smarter. And I say smart, but it's really educated. So just find a way to educate yourself. Like, I've read books, I've talked to experts, I've taken courses, and those are like really cheesy things to do, but they've obviously paid off because that channel that I mentioned earlier, I haven't done anything on it in like the past 2 or 3 months. Like, I haven't uploaded a single video. And to be quite frank, you got to be really careful talking about money. And really rich people don't talk about money much. And it's so there might be something to that. But I guess in the best way possible, that channel that I created that has almost 2 million subscribers, it's paid me like what someone who graduated college would get paid a starting salary. But I haven't done anything in the past 2 or 3 months. It's been paying what they call dividends because of that hard and smart work that I put in. So in the future, if there's anything worth getting out of this video, it's look around you and see if you're working hard but you're not educated. Or if you're really smart but you're not applying it. If you do both those things, good things will happen. Like, you'll create something substantial. Things will start lining up and good things will happen. So don't forget that. Don't forget to work hard, and don't forget to work smart to educate yourself. So, short little video. Just wanted to work on storytelling skills and share that idea. We'll see you guys later.